Sir, my name is Arpita Jana. I have completed my graduation from Fakirman Autonomous College, post which I did my post-graduation from Utkal University, Bani Bihar. Since then, I'm preparing for this examinations.
Okay. Tell us something about your hobbies, your achievements, and if you have some work experience.
So first of all, my hobbies include, sir, freestyle dancing and a little bit of creative writing. My achievements include I was the literary champion at my college level and also participated in various literary festivals in university levels. Then the third question was, sir, my work experience. Sir, I do not possess any work experience as I was preparing full time for this examination, sir.
So, Arpita, my first question for you is that
Yes,
why you
ma'am.
want to become a civil servant?
Ma'am, in my life, I am driven by a sense of purpose. The purpose is to giving back to society what I have gained from the society. So, in the process of giving back, I believe civil services can help me to greater extent because it has a broader scope and I'll have a machinery with me to fulfill my life's purpose, ma'am.
Don't you think teachership is also does the same purpose?
Yes, ma'am. Teachership or any other profession so far can be does the same purpose, ma'am. But civil services, in fact, gives me a greater, broader aspect of life.
And God forbid, for any reason this time you are not able to go through, what are your future plans?
Ma'am, I have my attempts left, but I will try to have my financial security, post which I will give next attempt and uh, look for any other avenues, opportunities.
This is the first attempt?
No, ma'am, this is my third attempt.
Third attempt. And
Yes.
interview? Third
First,
interview.
first interview. Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me that what are the characteristics that is very much uniqueness for a civil servant as a woman comparative to the male-dominated society?
Yes, ma'am. It is very much important to have a 1 to 2 unique characteristics if you want to serve in a male-dominated civil services. The first one would be ma'am, flexibility. That you are not rigid enough to understand or to implement any programs and policies. You are flexible enough and you know how to take care of your male subordinates.
Okay. So, as a civil servant, female civil servant, rather, I will specify. What do you think? Empathy is important or adherence to the rules?
Ma'am, as we have read in our ethics paper, both rules and empathy are equally important. But in case of when we are focusing on citizen-centric governance, it is empathy, I believe, which comes first.
Okay. Now, what is the opinion regarding your being some views of certain bureaucrats as well as certain people for incorporation of capital punishment as one of the punishment for the rape culprits?
Rape culprits, ma'am. Ma'am, I think capital punishment has been in conflict for certain years due to its moral grounds, because we cannot take someone's life because of the punishment, severity of the punishment. But it is in discourse for some time. So, sir, ma'am, if you asked my opinion would be, ma'am, it should be left out of judiciary to take scrutiny and decide whether or not it should be granted or not.
Okay. Do you think that you are appointed as a head of a particular project where there is a inclusion of political influences there, due to which the outcome of the project and the time duration allocated is being hampered? So, how you are going to deal with that situation?
Ma'am, as a civil servant, in day-to-day life, almost, we face the political pressure. And it is our work to balance between politics and the efficiency of the government policies. So, if you ask me how to deal with if we have a project which is time-bound in manner and we have to finish it in time. So, ma'am, it is the responsibility to take the confidence of the political leader that if you are going to complete the project in timely manner, it is going to have a very positive face of the government between the people. So we need to finish the project as soon as possible.
But the political leaders are not allowing you. So, what would be the steps you need to take?
Sir, ma'am, if they are not allowing me, then there should be some problems with respect to it, be it land acquisition or, for example, any other problem. I would first identify whether the problem is frivolous or it is very valid. Then, if the problem is valid problem, I'll try to sort out with the consensus-based approach. If the problem is only political in nature, I will try to convince the political leader, or I will try to convince the political leader as far as I can that what kind of benefit it would bring if the project is completed.
You have done from Utkal University.
Yes, ma'am.
So, can you tell me that Utkal University is originated from which another educational institute? Who gave birth to Utkal University? Which educational institute gave birth to Utkal University? Or it has been like one of the colleges being built and it has got.
Yes, ma'am. But I do not remember, ma'am. Okay.
Can you tell me any two eminent personalities from Utkal University?
Yes, ma'am. The first eminent personality that I can remember right now is our Comptroller and Auditor General, Girish Murmu, sir. And the second one would be Sittakanta Mahapatra, sir, who is a literary.
Who is the present Vice Chancellor of Utkal University?
Present Vice Chancellor is, I'm not aware, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
In which year it was established?
In 1948, it was established.
And what does the logo symbolizes?
Symbolizes, sorry, ma'am, if I can guess. Something related to Ya Vidya Savi Mukte. I do not, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. On which day you have your interview?
20th. Last date.
Last date. So, what is the importance of 20th May?
I haven't looked it.
Okay, go through that. Okay, you
Sure.
have done from commerce background.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, from commerce to civil servant, this journey, how you are going to see your future, in which particular aspects you are more inclined, if I give you an option to join a particular course, a particular department, which department would you like to join and what changes you are going to bring there?
Sir, as a civil servant, ma'am, as a civil servant, if I get Odisha Administrative Service, then I have to be transferred or recruited any kind of department, be it women empowerment or environment.
But I have given you the liberty, choose.
And I would be comfortable in the, sorry, ma'am. I would be comfortable in working any of the department. If given priority, that would be women empowerment and child development, then rural development. This is my priority.
Okay. My last question regarding is that you have joined a civil servant, civil service, where you have finding that the farmers are not aware of the banking policies that are present. Okay, as a civil servant, what will be the steps should be taken to make the people who are not educationally strong aware of the banking policies, the AI-driven societies, and the social media basics should be known to them? How you are going to handle that?
Yes, ma'am. It is the reality of the society that farmers from remote areas do not have access, even knowledge about what are the policies are going on. For example, tribal farmers, if you talk about. So my first step would be that actually understanding the local language, the local community, and the local regional factors which are affecting the agricultural pattern of that region. The second one would be, if we are talking about, ma'am, credit, or we are not able to available them credit, then we have a scheme called Bank Mitra or banking correspondent, who exactly reaches to that farmer in the remote areas and gives them financial services. So I would be following or allowing that banking correspondent to reach there and bring them the changes that they require. Plus, ma'am, there would be a community approach. For example, I would get together every farmer that are present and try to communicate what are the policies they are, or if they have any questions, I would address them.
What last I forgot policy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure, ma'am.
You are a literary champion in college.
Yes, ma'am.
We now find that our kids are more inclined for gadgets and
Phones,
AI rather than going for the books. And if you go to Oria's literary method, then it is even more recommended. So, as a civil servant, let me as a civil servant point of view, that how you are going to handle this particular crisis that right now the present generation kids are facing.
Yes, ma'am. Even kids and adults, the reading habit are becoming low, ma'am. Even in case of Odia, it is very negligible. We do not read in Odia. So if we go to the solution would be multi-pronged. For example, in case of parents, they need to have a conscious approach that they should give the child the Odia Borno Bodo to read or newspaper. They should consciously put them, consciously have an effort that the child should read or write. Or even if you're giving the digital, giving the gadgets, they should ensure that the child should read in the mobile phone the Odia related things, or listen to the. Then second would be, ma'am, sir, that we have many short stories or lullabies that have been written by our, for example, Fakir Monsanapati or any other literary writers. We should, in the free time, we should make them listen so that they have an interest and try to pursue it.
Last piece of favorite actor from English.
Okay, ma'am. First one would be in English, Manoj Das. Exactly, I'm not. From Hindi, it would be Ramdhari Singh Dinkar, and his writing is Rashmi Rathi. The second one is Fakir Mohan Senapati, and his writing is Rebati sir. Rebati ma'am.
Okay. So what is the optional that you have taken?
Commerce and accountancy, sir.
Commerce and accounting is optional you have taken.
Yes, sir.
So suppose you are posted, okay, as a tahsildar, although it is not your work. You find that the accounts, okay, are not proper, but your lower staff is passing off that it is proper, because maybe they think that you don't know the principles of accounting and all. So you find that substantial, amount of problem is there. Okay, it is not matching. What are you going to do? Will you do it yourself because you know how to do it, or what steps will you take?
Okay, sir. Sir, if I find the negligence, if I find the financial irregularities in the books of accounts, it is not my duty to correct it. First of all, I would ensure that the accountant who is keeping the book is duly trained or not. If he is trained or doing it for the wrong purposes only. If he is trained if he is a wrong purpose, if he is doing it wrong purposes only, I would report it to the authority. Then if he is not trained, I would ensure how the accountant should be trained. If he is trained, then the second thing would be doing the auditing properly. If the auditing is done in a regular manner, then the irregularities can be minimized, sir.
Okay. What is the difference between a ledger and a balance sheet?
So ledger is a second phase that we do after journal. Ledger is an account, but in case of balance sheet, it's a statement of assets and liability.
Okay. What is this in commerce and accountancy? This problem of twin balance sheet. Problem of twin balance sheet.
Yes, sir. Twin balance sheet problem is a greater phenomenon that is seen in our Indian economy. That is when corporates takes loan from the bank, and for due to unforeseen incidents, they cannot repay it. It strains their balance sheet and also the balance sheet of the banks from which they have taken the loan. This is called the twin balance sheet problem.
Okay, as a student of commerce, can you give me reasons why our currency, the Indian rupee, is falling with respect to the US dollar? Do you know what is the current value around?
If I'm not wrong, sir, it is 92 or 3.
Yes, 94 around now it has come 90. So it's hovering in that. So why it is falling continuously?
Yes, there are multiple reasons due to the because of the depreciation. There are multiple reasons. First one would be the West Asian war that is going on. That is why the inflation is rising. The second one would be the foreign currency volatility that we are facing. That is the reason. Second reason why rupee is depreciating, sir.
Okay. So now coming to some international affairs.
Okay, sir.
What is your opinion regarding the root cause of the war between Iran and US and Israel?
Sir, West Asian or Israel conflict?
No, Israel, US Israel war with Iran.
Iran. Oh,
What is the root cause?
okay, sir. Sir, Middle Eastern region, or we can say that West Asian region has been in conflict for many decades now. The reason would be first would be the political hegemony, political or economic hegemony that US is trying to establish upon, and the shift of geopolitical powerhouse would be too important why the war is happening.
What about India's position? Are we closer to Israel or are we closer to Iran?
Yes, sir. Indian position has been very realistic and pragmatic, sir. We have been able to establish an equal distance relationship and always in support of stopping the war because peace is the need, sir.
But who is helping us more overall, Israel or Iran?
Sir, as we believe we are a import dependent country of petrochemicals, petroleum as such. So, and our petroleum reserves are more suitable for the Iranian petrol. So, Iranian petrol. So, Iran we have to have a cordial relationship with Iran because of this economic dependency, sir.
Okay. So, apart from the Strait of Hormuz, you name me 3-4 more other important choke points in the world.
Yes, sir. The first would be Strait of Malacca. That is present in the between Indian Ocean and China, South China Sea. That is between in Singapore region, Strait of Malacca. Then second would be Strait of Bab el Mandeb, that is present in African Oman side. And the third would be Strait of Bosphorus or Gibraltar, sir. Gibraltar, which divides.
Where is this Strait of Bosphorus?
Bosporus is Black Sea, sir.
And what are the countries which are around it?
Around it, I think it's Russia and Mediterranean countries, sir.
Okay, fine. So recently, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, Prime Minister has given certain suggestions to the or made a request to the people of India as a result of the economic pressures we are facing due to the war in West Asia. Can you tell me 3 or 4 of these points and what is your opinion related to that? Should is it practically possible for the public to follow that?
So actually, I'm not updated, but if
For
you
example,
can give an
he said
hint.
that you use less petrol, work from home, okay, don't buy gold, don't go abroad for 1 year. Always, at least for this 1 year or till this problem is there, you use products of the Swadeshi, uh, our own country companies. Okay. So this is what he said or requested the
Okay, sir.
citizens of India. Now, suppose you are a Tahsildar or a BDO and government wants you to spread this message to the villagers who don't know, who are basically uneducated, laymen. How are you going to drive in this point to them?
Okay, sir. So the first would be whatever Prime Minister Narendra Modi said is a conscious effort that a citizen should follow to make country independent one because of the war crisis going on. The second question was that how would I make the rural countrymen believe or make believe the suggestions given by the Prime Minister would be, sir, if we uh, um, if we make available the domestic products at a less price, at a cheaper cost, at the doorstep of the at the doorstep of the rural household, then they should be able to buy it. And the third one, and the next suggestion would be, sir, the two. No, sir. This is what I can follow.
Okay, fine. You are aware of the Subhadra scheme?
Yes, sir.
So many such other welfare schemes government is bringing.
Yes, sir.
Would you classify it as a freebie and give me 3 advantages and disadvantages, or not disadvantages, loopholes which you can think can be better, specifically for these cash transfer schemes?
Yes, sir. So Subhadra scheme is a direct benefit transfer to the account holder to a particular set of women who falls under that beneficiary category. So the advantages that they present is they make a financial inclusion or financially independent women. And the disadvantage, if you talk about, it can have a financial burden or financial prudent would be less. Financial expenditure would be more for the government. So you whatever you said is kind of right, because mm, if the transfers that are being transferred is not utilized in asset creation, or it is utilized in revenue expenditure, can be a very short term development in nature. So it cannot be called as a freebie, sir, because if we eliminate some of the sections, it is helping the women in rural areas, or for example SHGs. So this would be my.
Okay. So your optional, you've taken commerce and accounting. So which is your home district?
Baleshwar, sir.
Baleswar.
Yes.
Okay. Any great personality from Baleswar? At
Yes,
least
sir.
who you can name?
Yes, sir. First one would be Fakir Mohan Senapati, and the second one would be Hari Krishna Mahta.
Okay. Why is Baleswar important strategically from Indian security point of view?
Yes, ma'am. So Baleshwar is often called as Missile City of India because it has a DRDO research center or ITA research center in Chandipur area of Baleshwar. This is why it is strategically important for our
What is
security
the name of
reasons.
that island?
Sir?
What is the name of that island from
Uh,
where the testing is done?
Yes, it is Abdul Kalam Island, sir.
And what was its previous name?
Wheeler Island, sir.
Okay, Wheeler Island. Why? On whose name Wheeler Island was given? The name.
I'm
Who
not.
was Wheeler?
I'm not sure, sir. If you allow me, I can guess. Is it some Britisher who named the
Who-
island? Not sure, sir.
Yeah, but what was his contribution? Okay. So before 2 days, one important missile was launched from the before
Ye-
2 days.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about it.
I know, sir. It was launched. It was tested, but I'm not exactly aware of the features. I have not read, sir.
Okay, just go through
I'll
what is
update.
MIVR technology.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And about
Sure,
that.
sir. I'll read about it, ma'am.
Okay. Recent things you have to go through. What
Ye-
is?
yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
something about Odisha's semiconductor ecosystem. What type of semiconductor factories are being set up in Odisha, and exactly in which domain they will help us?
Sir, Odisha, by 2030, we need to have a Atmanirbhar Odisha or $500 billion industry, $500 billion economy we want to set up. For that, we want to have a semiconductor industry, which requires skilled employment. The first question that you asked, sir, which kind of technology we are using, or we want to have a chip making industry, sir, which is clustered around Bhubaneswar, Puri, or Khurda district. And the second question you asked, sir, I am unable to recall.
No, that which kind of the like there are a semiconductor based on like silicon semiconductors
Silicon
are
chip
there,
making, yes, sir.
and others are also
Silicon.
there. Like in Gujarat now, in 2 places it is starting. Okay, so Odisha is based on what? That is what I'm asking.
Odisha's model is based on, sir, silicon
Which kind
semiconductor.
of semiconductor? Okay.
I'm not unable, sir.
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
I asked you in which areas, in which domains these semiconductors are used. What we will be making in
Making.
Odisha.
Chip making, sir.
Yeah. And then what are you going to do with the chip?
Mm,
Where are you going to use it?
yes, a chip are the central process of any kind of electronic gadget, ma'am. So we can
So
use
the
it.
exact type of chip we are making that has usage in particular fields.
Particular.
Just go through that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sure, sir. I'll read on it.
Okay. My last question to you will be a situational question. Suppose you are Donald Trump. Okay. So what next 3 steps will you take from now?
On which sphere, sir?
So war.
War, sir. Sir, if I am the president of United States right now, my first step would be to stop this war, because war is a crime against humanity that hampers not only who are involved in war but also have a ripple effect on other countries. The second one would be to have a cordial relationship with each and every countries with whom I am related. My country has a relation with. The third one would be have a very cooperative development of the globe, sir.
Okay. Currently, how many states have women chief ministers in India?
Sir, I don't think any state have women chief
Who is the chief minister of Delhi?
Delhi. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. It's the Union Territory who has a women chief minister. That is, I'm unable to just give me.
Rekha Gupta.
Rekha Gupta. Rekha Gupta, sir. Sorry, sir.
So, Do you think that it is a concern that the women's reservation bill could not be passed in parliament? Do you think that women need reservations, or do you think that no, whatever is happening now is fine? Specific reservation at Lok Sabha and parliament and state legislative level is not needed. What is your opinion?
Yes, sir. Certain portion of the Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam got defeated. So I think, sir, the reservation is a positive affirmative action that a welfare state like India should take, and it was being taken. Sir, as far as I believe, yes, women need reservation for legislative assemblies or, for example, Lok Sabha to represent themselves, because as you can see, we do not have any chief minister, very less chief minister in the very elite stage of political. But sir, I believe reservation is not only the panacea for the women empowerment, because for a long time we have a reservation in panchayat elections, for example 33% reservation, but we see the syndromes like panchayat pati syndromes, which are a hurdle in women empowerment. So I believe not only reservation but other affirmative actions, for example giving self-esteem to the women, SHG, bank linkages, those will help in a greater women empowerment.
Okay, fine. So that will be the end of the interview.
Thank
Now
you,
the assessment. So your flow of speech is good. You have maintained a smile. Also, you are in some questions you have answered. You have enumerated and answered, and the content analysis is good. Eye contact more or less was around 100%. Little bit more mirror mocks you can try
Okay,
to make it 100%. Okay. So I'll be giving you around 165 for today's interview. I'm expecting very good marks, from you for your interview.
Thank you.
Yes, Arpita, also I have given
Yes,
you
ma'am.
little
Yes,
bit more, 175.
Thank you, ma'am.
That I have written also. Composer answers are very good. Composer is good. And then the your interview. Eye contact, as I told, should be practiced. Flow of speech is good. Updation of current affairs.
Need.
And one of the things that that's I think Utkal University originated from women's. The only university so that has got its origin from a college. Okay. It's the only university that has been created by a college is the Utkal University.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
So as you have belonged to Utkal University, so
Sure,
that
ma'am.
should
I'll
be-
read upon it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And one thing that I will suggest you rather, you can
Yes, ma'am.
better do that.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
sir told you that when we need to Prime Minister has told certain things for the last few days,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
how
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
going to tell it to the local. For me, as answer I expect from a civil servant or for this interview, I can suggest you that as every word of the interview is very important. Sir used to word illiterate.
Illiterate.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
ma'am.
was a tag word. Okay, like we say, it's a cue word. It will act as a normal word, but that word has the answer. That
Yes,
illiterate people will not understand anything
Anything?
other than something which is visualized. So we can make a workshop. We cannot
Okay,
go.
ma'am.
If you give that product also at the low cost, that will hamper the Indian economy.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Did you
ma'am.
get
Yes,
my
ma'am.
point?
Yes,
And as
ma'am.
a civil servant, I'm not going to hamper the Indian economy.
No, ma'am.
Okay, but I have to make the people aware of the Swadeshi products. So how can I make it? I can make it in this way that I can suggest you if you form
Workshop, mela, trade fair.
workshops, yeah, trade fairs. Then we can give them like Swadeshi movement, which was taken place before independence, how it was impacting that particular patriotism. We can incorporate that.
Again.
Okay, so that our economy is stabilized, it is not hampered, and our products are also taken by the households, and the foreign goods are no further use. So this is what I can suggest you. You can follow
Yes,
it
ma'am.
like
Yes.
that. Because if we make them accessible at low price, I feel that will hamper our own economy.
Very true, ma'am.
Yeah.
Again.
So you can go through that. So why I told you, because each word an interviewer speaks, though will look very normal, has a tag. If a question is very normal, search for what is the trick there. Here the trick was your illiterate.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So and it's that as you belong to finance, we are expecting that we'll also feel that Indian economy should not hamper making the product of less price. So that is the thing that I feel.
Okay, ma'am. Got
Okay,
it,
all
ma'am.
the best for your interviews.
Ma'am, if I can ask something. Ma'am, how was my eye movement, hand gestures, or for example, smile was
That was fine. Eye movement and all those things were fine.
the structuring of answers?
Structure of the answer. So, how to practice karibe in points the babing.
Again.
Firstly, secondly, thirdly. Okay.
Sad him, ma'am.
Sari.
Again.
So, to practice kar debe, be comfortable.
Which sari? Chiffon sari, sir.
What is the background of that? And suppose I'm using a sambalpuri. So I always ask my
I mean,
students.
just a plain chiffon sari.
So it's okay. The chiffon sari. So they will be asking to which state it is representing, or what is the importance of this. Okay, and so you just be aware of this the particular thing that might be one of your questions from an attire point of view.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay,
Sure.
so
ma'am.
that is the thing. And if you are wearing a sari, practice beforehand.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
that is the thing that I can ask you, tell you. And other thing is very good. You just maintain it till your interviews. And also, what is the importance of 20th?
Again,
Go
again,
through that.
noted,
Okay.
ma'am.
So we can expect answer questions from lot of domains. So we
Sure.
must be prepared for everything. Okay. All the best.
Thank you. Sir,